Hey everyone, it's October 27th, and that means that if today's your birthday, you share it with mass murderer Perry Edward Smith, one of the killers featured in Truman Capote's famed 1966 true crime book, In Cold Blood. And that is him right up there with Truman Capote, right there. Born in Nevada in 1928, Smith was the son of two rodeo performers who split up when he was a young child. The family moved to Alaska when he was an infant, and San Francisco in 1935 when his mother left his father. His mother was a raging alcoholic who died when he was 13, and he was sent to a Catholic orphanage where he was beaten and mentally abused for being a chronic bedwetter, a problem he had into his adulthood. As a teen, Smith's father re-entered his life, and after two of his siblings committed suicide, his sister cut off all contact with him. He served in the Merchant Marines during the end of World War II, spending time in the Pacific Theater, and later used the knot-tying skills he learned in the service when tying up his murder victims. He later joined the Army and briefly served in Korea, often ending up in trouble for drunken fights. After his discharge in 1952, Smith was in a bad motorcycle accident, being hospitalized for 6 months and leaving him with chronic pain in his lower extremities. When he could walk again, he ended up in prison in Kansas, being locked up for robbery. While behind bars, he met Richard Hickok, and the two hatched a plan to rob a family at a nearby farm, believing them to be hiding a small fortune in their home. When they were both free in 1959, they drove to the farm where Smith tied up the residents. He then slashed the throat of the patriarch before shooting him in the head and then turning the gun on the rest of the family. There is some dispute as to who the triggerman was, with both ultimately confessing to killing all four of the murder victims. There was no fortune to be found at the farmhouse, and they fled the scene. An extensive manhunt had been launched, with investigators looking for them as far away as Mexico. They were caught in Las Vegas 6 weeks later and were convicted in a sensational trial. Author Truman Capote interviewed both perpetrators extensively, becoming friends with Smith. There are some accounts that a romantic interest had developed between the two, but with Smith on death row, not much came of it. Capote's book about the case was a smash hit, being adapted into multiple films and television miniseries. He's been played by actors such as Eric Roberts, Daniel Craig, and Robert Blake, which seems fitting. Smith was hanged in 1965 at Lansing Correctional Facility in Lansing, Kansas. If this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know someone whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Perry Edward Smith, I say, happy birthday, you bastard.